We are live from the ATV studio in Nairobi, Kenya. Lovely morning this is. Good morning and welcome to Arise Africa. My name is Michael Mwikamba. Chilly morning this is, but we start our day with the catch-up, a roundup of what you might have missed in the headlines in the past 1 week. And starting us off, Kenya Airways CEO Titus Naikuni has been appointed as chairman of Rift Valley Railway Board starting November. Mr. Naikuni will head the team that will be reconstituted after the recent shareholder restructuring, which he was ready to work with the board at the RVR to build a robust and efficient economy transport solution. Our reporter has more on this story.
Kenya Airways CEO Mr. Naikuni will head a team that was reconstituted after a recent shareholder restructuring. He was ready to work with the board and staff at RVR to build a robust and efficient rail transport solution. Mr. Naikuni joined Kenya Airways as Group CEO in 2003. Prior to joining the national carrier, he was the Group Managing Director of Magadi Soda Company. In 1999, he was appointed Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Transport and Communication as part of a team of experts engaged by the government to drive economic reform. Reporting for Arise Africa, I am Joanne.
Thank you very much, Joanne, for that coverage. And moving on to our next article, according to a statement by the Health Ministry, Rwanda has placed a German student with Ebola-like symptoms in isolation and is waiting for to take the rest of the checking for the deadly tropical disease. Samples from the suspected case has since been taken to testing with an international accredited laboratory for approval. Results will be available in 48 hours. The patient is the first to be tested in Rwanda since the outbreak in West Africa. Our reporter Lucy has more on this story.
Rwanda has placed a German student with Ebola-like symptoms in isolation and is waiting for test results checking for the deadly tropical disease, the Health Ministry said. The Health Ministry said in a statement that samples from the suspected case have been sent for testing to an international accredited laboratory for approval. Results will be available in 48 hours. The patient is the first to be tested in Rwanda since the outbreak in West Africa. Minister of Health, Agnes Binagwaho, said the patient is a German medical student who had recently spent time in Liberia. Ms. Binagwaho said the patient had a fever and malaria symptoms, but for 100% security, they have quarantined him until test results are back. Ebola has claimed nearly 1,000 lives in West Africa in the worst outbreak in the 4 decades, prompting the World Health Organization last week to declare the epidemic a global health emergency. For Arise Africa, this is Lucy.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for that compilation. And moving closer home, after decades of degradation, a local project has found a way to preserve the forest and support the economy by getting international companies to pay to plant trees. The project has breathed new life in Kisagao, a 200-acre dry forest, some 330 kilometers southeast of the capital of Nairobi, that will connect two halves of the Kenya's renowned Tsavo National Park. Our reporter has more on this story.
Founded in 2009, it is part of a UN-backed carbon credit scheme aimed at stopping 54 million tons of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere over the next 30 years, equivalent to 1.2 million tons a year. Leading buyers of the credits include Microsoft, Barclays Bank, and Kenya Airways, which have invested $3.5 million each since the project started. The forests soak in carbon from the atmosphere, helping to reduce carbon dioxide levels in the air and so offset what the companies release themselves. The Kasigao scheme has also created a new source of income for impoverished local communities where most people scrape a living by hunting animals for meat or illegal charcoal production. The scheme directly employs 400 people but also supports nearly 100,000 rural Kenyans in other projects, including sustainable charcoal production, tree nurseries, and eco-friendly craft products. Reporting for Arise Africa, this is Joanne.
Thank you very much for that story. That is all you might have missed in the news segment. We take a short break in Arise Africa, but when we come back, more of the catch-up.